welcome back. So today we are going to talk about weight loss for moms, or weight loss for new moms specifically. When I first started my weight loss journey 6 years ago, I was a brand new mom. I just had a baby girl, and today we also have a newborn. So when I first started, I was a brand new mom, and I've had the unique privilege of, then I was morbidly obese. So I had to lose all the weight. We got pregnant last year with a surprise baby number 3 with an IUD in. Isn't that crazy? They tell you it's the most effective form of birth control on the planet. No, it is for those people. It wasn't for us. We got pregnant with our miracle baby child number 3. And it was really great because I got to get pregnant at a size 2 and watch my body then and then get back to that. And so today I want to talk about, I get a lot of questions on, Carmen, I'm a new mom. How do you find time to work out? How do you find time to meal plan? How do you, how? Like, I am sleep deprived. My kids need me. I'm breastfeeding. I'm bottle feeding, whatever it is. I'm going to give you some tips on how I lost 161 pounds as a brand new mom of a toddler and a newborn, and then how I had 2 kids and a baby and got back down to a size 2 after having within 10 weeks of having a baby. So let's go ahead and jump right in. If you have not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. And if you like any of the tips that we give or any of the information we give in the video, give it a thumbs up. I have a passion for helping moms, especially women, go from failing, struggling in weight loss to succeeding. And by you giving the video a thumbs up, subscribing, it actually helps us to reach more people. I spent a decade failing miserably, riding the struggle bus every day. And so today, as a health coach, I'm just passionate about helping other people. And so by you doing that, it just helps us reach more people. And so anyway, let's go ahead and jump in. So number 1, all right, setting time aside for yourself is not selfish. All right. And as moms, look, here's what I'm going to tell you. And this is the biggest thing I see moms do. We, as a mother, you have people that you're responsible for on the planet. Little kids who, like, if you have a newborn like I do, she can't do nothing for herself. Like my other 2, they can do things for themselves. They can eat, they can go to the bathroom, they can bathe, they can get dressed. But my little baby, I have to do all that for her. And so I can remember having the struggle with thoughts of setting time aside for myself was selfish. What I'm going to tell you is it is necessary. Being selfish for yourself is not selfish. First and foremost, you cannot give it your best if you don't look and feel your best. If you're overweight, you're tired, you get hangry, you might be cranky, your body might be sore. You don't feel your best. And when you don't feel your best, you can't give your best. And that goes with looks too. If you look in the mirror and you don't feel your best, you don't like yourself, the reflection looking back at you, you're not going to be able to go out there and give it your best shot. You're not going to be, look, hands down, I became a better mother losing weight. Losing weight helped me become a better mom. Period. I am a better mom today than I was as a morbidly obese mother. Did I love my kids more today? No, I loved them just as much then. But because I have made it a priority to become my best self, I am able to give better to my kids. I am able to be more by making myself a priority. And so it's not selfish for you to carve out some time to make your health a priority. What I'm going to tell you is if you want to be when mom's happy, everybody else is happy. When mom's not happy, good luck, right? Like, we've all had those days where we're just in a funk, right? You're cranky, you're on edge. How fun is that for everybody else? And I have found that at a healthy weight, I am much happier. And I was never one of those overweight people that was like, meh, 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 like just a couch potato, didn't do nothing, sat around all day and watched TV. I was on my way to being there, but I hadn't gotten there. And so I never would have told you how much more happiness and contentment was on the other side of losing weight. But number 1, you have got to make yourself a priority. Even if you have a baby who needs you, even if you have 3 kids, 5 kids, 8 kids, 1 kid, and you're trying to figure this sucker out, right? Because, being a mom doesn't come with a manual. You go to the hospital, you give birth, and then you go home with this little tiny human being that's breathing, that needs you for everything. Like, nobody gives you a manual of how to do it. You kind of got to figure it out. So I don't care what stage you're in. You need to make yourself a priority. And that starts with you carving out time. If you're trying to lose weight and you're doing some kind of fitness or working out, which I'm a huge advocate of. That's how I did it. I combined nutrition with fitness. No surgeries, no weight loss surgery, no gastric sleeve, no gastric bypass. And I'm not knocking that. Everybody's got their way they're going to lose weight. I'm just saying, for me, it was nutrition and fitness. It was marrying the two together. And that was just from looking at before and afters. What before and afters were the best to me. And it was those. And so you have got to, it started out with me carving out time. Me first saying being selfish isn't selfish. It's healthy. It's healthy. You can't give to everybody else and not give to yourself. At some point, your gas tank's going to run low. And so for me, I look at, before I even pencil in my kids and my husband, it's, where am I going to get my 30-minute workout in every day? Where am I going to do that? And with my newborn, she gets up at 7:30. So I get up at 7 a.m. I do my 30-minute workout. She gets up at 7:30. I feed her. When she's done, then I go take a shower. That is my schedule. When my kids, and she's right in there laying in her little, and then if, let's just say it ever moves, right? Like the other day it moved. We were traveling and I wanted to sleep until she got up. So then it was feed her, and she comes in with me. She lays in her boppy. She kicks around. If I hear some mer, 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 she has to wait until I'm done with my workout. Why? Because it's never too young for your kids to learn or to start seeing you make yourself a priority. All right. Now, sure, if she's screaming her head off, yes, I'm not going to let her do that. I'm going to pause my workout and tend to my child, right? It's not like I'm just going to be like, suck it up, buttercup. No, she's an infant. However, my kids at a very young age. So if you rewind 6 years ago to when I first started working out, I started off with an infant and a toddler. Same thing. They came down to my basement with me. Actually, we started in my living room, and they would have a little group of toys. And it was like, look, for the next 30 minutes, mommy's going to be working out. Mommy's going to be working on myself. And so, Aiden, you're going to play with these Legos. Liberty was a baby. I could talk to her, but she wasn't going to respond. And, if my son was like, Mom, water, Mom, hungry. Son, shh, mommy's working out. Your child is not going to thirst to death in 30 minutes. They're not going to starve in 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes. And you're teaching them boundaries. So often I will talk to a friend or a family member or a client, and they're like, I don't know how you work out with kids. My kids, whenever I press play or whenever I start working out, they're like, Mom. Well, that's because you're allowing them to do that, right? How do they learn to pee in the toilet? Well, you teach them it's not acceptable to pee on the floor, right? And if they pee on the floor, there's a consequence. It's the same thing. They do what you allow them to do, right? Your kids do what you allow them to do, and they don't most of the time. And so you've got to carve out, and I'm hitting this one strong because I deal with a lot of moms who feel selfish or like they can't make time for themselves. Yes, you can. And as your kids, if you have older kids in the house, and here's the thing, if you have young kids, it's going to be easy because they're going to grow up with it. They're going to see you doing it. If you are starting off with older kids, it's as simple as having a conversation of, look, honey, sitting your kids down and saying, hey, mommy, and this is an important part of your weight loss, because if you have kids and you don't create advocates of your kids for your health journey or your weight loss journey, they're going to end up resenting it. And so you have got to make sure you sit them down. If you're not starting when they're young, then you need to have a conversation with them. And it looks something like this. Hey kids, mom's going to be making a couple changes. And it's going to start with me taking some time and investing it into my health. Because where I've allowed myself to get, I can't be the very best mommy that I want to be. And so I am sorry that I have not been the best mommy. And at that point, they're going to be like, well, no, Mom, you're awesome. You're amazing. Look, there is so much power when you confess where you've been weak, where you confess where you've been messed up, where you messed up. When you confess, Mommy wants to be able to ride roller coasters with you at the amusement park, and I can't. Mommy wants to be able to run on the playground with you, and I can't. I can get emotional just thinking about it. Because those were limitations for me. I've been kicked off the roller coaster. I didn't have energy to wrestle on the floor. My knees hurt. And I can only think of where the mom I would be if I hadn't have done something. The mom I wouldn't be if I wouldn't have made myself a priority. And so this is important. This is important. You making time for yourself, there's nothing more important than that. Just 30 minutes is going to allow you to be the very best version of yourself for you and for your family. And so sitting them down and confessing that where I've allowed myself to get overweight, out of shape, hasn't made me the best mommy. And so I'm going to make that change. And starting today, I'm going to be doing some workouts right here from the living room, right here from the house, right here from wherever. And I need your support. I'm going to be doing it 6 days a week. So if you see mommy, kids love to point out, Mom, you didn't do this, Mom, you didn't do that, Mom. And so I made my kids my police. It's like, if you see mommy not working out in a day, you have my permission to say, Mom, I thought you were going to work out today. If you see mom procrastinating, you have my permission to say. So you guys, I need your support. We're doing this because, again, mommy getting healthy is going to make me a better mom. Can you help me? So when mommy's working out, unless it is an emergency, imagine there's a big do not disturb sign on mommy's forehead. So if I'm working out, unless it's an emergency, you don't disturb me. And this is with my kids. I work out in the mornings. My 2 older kids normally get up at some point when I'm working out or before that. And if they start coming downstairs and they're like, Mom, Aiden did this or Liberty did that, go figure it out. I'm working out. Mom, I'm thirsty. Great. Get a glass of water. In 30 minutes, I'll be available. Mom, I'm hungry. Go grab an apple. I'll be done in 30 minutes. They just know that if it's not an emergency, mommy is not available. Period. End of story. And it's not me being harsh or me being mean. It's actually teaching my kids that it's healthy for them to invest into themselves. You don't become or stay the best version of yourself without investing time into yourself. The only way you get better is by making an investment of time into getting better. The only way you see changes in your health is by making the investment of time to actually make some changes. All right. So setting boundaries, we talked about that one. Having to talk with your older kids. And here's the thing, look, momming it out, being a mom can be stressful. Being a parent can be stressful. I used to turn to food as my outlet. And it was, no, I'm going to stop turning to food and I'm going to turn to these workouts. And look, so let's switch over from working out to, although that's one of the biggest areas people struggle, but the other area is meal prep. Meal prep. Why? Because it takes time. It takes time. And most of us are running around with no time. And so let me just tell you, if you're one of those moms that's like, I'm going to wait until the kids are in school. I'm going to wait until Johnny's out of diapers. I'm going to wait until little Susie can do whatever. You are never going to all of a sudden just have the time. You will not find the time until you specifically make the time. You have got to make the time. You won't be gifted the time. You have to make the time, to carve out the time. And so when you make the time is when you will have the time. And this is the same thing for meal prepping. Meal prepping takes time. It takes time to sit down and meal prep, to figure out what you're going to eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. It takes time to prep that food. All of us love fast food. Like, that's why fast food is, and I'm not talking about just fast food like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, Jack in the Box. I'm talking about food that is fast. Like, you can just grab it and go. And so you have got to make healthy food fast food. You have got to make healthy food convenient food, so that with your busy life as a mom, you're setting yourself up to succeed. You can grab it and go. You can grab it. You're making healthy food fast food. One of the number one reasons why we grab fast food, not only does it taste good, because they put all that crap in it, but it's fast, it's easy, it's convenient. So if you invest a couple hours at the beginning of your week to make your healthy food fast food, it's going to be convenient. It'll be fast. You'll grab it more when it's convenient and fast. But look, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you are not willing to invest time into your health, it's that in which you invest time into, you will have success. You will not succeed in that in which you don't make an investment of time into. And it's time and money. Time and money. You got to be willing to invest both into the areas you want to see succeed. And so if you're a new mom, I know, as someone who's been a mom, tried to lose weight, tried to meal prep, I know that some days you're exhausted. And I know that some days you can't even fathom having something else on your plate. And you don't even know. You might be watching this going, I don't even know where I would get more time, Carmen. When you start making the time and you start investing the time, not only do you become more productive, but it just becomes a habit. Like, I can remember having 2 kids thinking, how would I have a third? In my busy schedule, where would I find the time for a newborn? No, I wasn't given a choice, right? When you get pregnant, like, you don't get a choice. You just have to find the time. You have to figure it out. This is the same way. If you just start working out, you'll figure it out. If you just start meal prepping, you'll figure it out. You'll integrate it in. You'll fit it into your schedule. But stop giving yourself the option of, when I have the time, then I'll do it. Because on that logic, it's when the sun, the moon, and the stars all line up, you'll never do it, because you'll never just have the time. So it's never about having the time. It's about making the time. And as a new mom, it's the one thing we feel like we have the least of, is the time. Before we end, let's go ahead and talk about your body really quickly. I know as a mom, your body has changed. And there's lots, my first 2 kids, I was morbidly obese. I wasn't really concerned with my body. I was morbidly obese, right? Like, I didn't even weigh myself every day. I had no idea what I weighed until I went to the doctor. So it was just kind of getting back down into my clothes, not to a certain weight. But as somebody this time who is starting off, and here's what I will tell you, because my first 2 kids, I breastfed, and breastfeeding definitely helps you torch calories, for sure. It kicks up your metabolism. You burn way more calories when you're breastfeeding. This last baby, after I had lost all my weight, I had breast augmentation, I had a breast lift, and implants put in. And something happened when they did that, which is always a risk. When they did the lift, they cut around the nipple. And so my daughter was able to get colostrum in the hospital, but she wasn't able to get the milk. The milk, my boob produced the milk, but the milk could not. The thing had been cut, the little whatever's on how the milk gets out of the nipple. The colostrum in the milk, I'm going to be talking about this in a plastic surgery video we're going to be doing later, but they don't come out the same holes. The same tubing for the colostrum and the milk, it's separate. So my daughter wasn't able to get it. So I, as a mom, I'm like, as a new mom this past time, I'm like, yes, I'm going to be able to get some extra calorie burn from breastfeeding. Nope, you're not. The milk's not going to come out. You're not breastfeeding. I was forced to use formula. And because the milk couldn't get out, I had no option, right? And so it was like, okay, crap. So my goal is to get back to my size 2, all my clothes. And now I'm not breastfeeding. Now I don't have this extra calorie burn. So if you are able to breastfeed, that is a huge blessing, not only to the baby, but it's going to help you get your mom body back quicker. If you're not breastfeeding, whether by choice or a circumstance where you just couldn't, you're not going to have that calorie burn. But here's what I will tell you. I got back to my pre-pregnancy weight within a very short amount of time. I got back, I think I gained 20 pounds during this last pregnancy, and I was able to lose all those 20 pounds within 2.5 weeks of being pregnant. Now, My body did not go completely back. That took a little bit of time. And that was for the holidays. That wasn't, anyway, here's what I will tell you. The biggest thing I did was after I had my little girl, I couldn't work out. It was just paying attention to what I was eating. That was the number one thing I did. Because after you have a baby, you can't work out right away. After 6 weeks, 5.5 weeks, the doctor cleared me to work out. I started working out 25 minutes a day, 6 days a week, to get my body to, all the stuff that's moved and whatever to go back. Strengthening my abdomen, because I had a C-section with all 3 babies. And so they cut, so the recovery on that's a little bit slower than, both of them have their recovery time, right? Like a kid is coming out of you no matter how you slice it, whether they cut it out or you push it out. There's a child coming out of your body. Your body has changed. So my body it's been about 10 weeks since I had our little girl. 11 weeks. And my body is 90% back. I still have a little bit of swelling in my abdomen, but other than that, it's 90% back. But the biggest thing was making the time. I had to make the time then, and it was making the time now. I couldn't allow the fact that I have a business. I'm a weight loss coach. I have these boot camps and I have these challenge groups and I'm consulting with clients about weight loss and whatever. I have to make a YouTube video. I couldn't let those obligations be my excuse to not make myself a priority. So no matter what stage I've been at, which was losing the initial weight or going back to my pre-pregnancy body, both of them required the decision of the investment of time into myself, setting boundaries with my kids, making myself a priority, investing the time and the money into that, and the results are there. And if you do it, if you make that investment of time, which is going to be the biggest thing, making the investment, you will see results too. And so anyway, there's hope. There is hope. And if you had your kid 2 or 3 years ago and you're like, I'm still carrying on to 10 pounds from my 3-year-old, that's okay. That's okay. Odds are you just didn't make that investment of time. You didn't carve that out, but you can do that starting today. There's no expiration on this. It's not like because you didn't do it for the first year, you can't start doing it now. You can do that, mama. And your results are waiting. You can get your sexy back. You can actually look better than what you did pre. That's a possibility. Look, I have abs after having kids. And I will pop up, if you look over here, I will pop up my picture. That first picture was 3 days after birth. The second one was 10 days. The last picture you saw was 8 weeks. 8 weeks out was that last picture. You can get abs after having a baby. You can get your stomach flat after having a baby. You can do that. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you have not hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. That way you'll get notified when we upload, when we go live on Tuesdays, and give the video a thumbs up. And so anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.